This is episode 208 of the Brain Software Podcast, originating in the hypnotic world epicenter, Toronto, Canada. Today, NLP and hypnosis trainer Mike Mandel and I will teach a ton of great ways to trick, entertain, and gently annoy the jerks and also the nice folks in your life. So stay on board with us as we discuss, amaze, and astound your friends.
And aggravate them. Disclaimer. Chris Thompson and I take zero responsibility for the use or indeed the misuse of anything we teach. You're on your own in a strange new world. Vuti.
And as I wander, there's always a certain predilection one has for those former times. You know the sort of thing I mean, although I can scarcely mention it in these troubled times. But I will mention it, damn it. What the bloody hell ever happened to that old tranquility we used to know? That's what I want an answer to.
These are days of victory. So welcome to today's show, the Keith Richards of Hypnosis.
Yes.
The Keith Richards of Hypnosis.
Hurrah!
And the Keith Richards of Hypnosis, Mike Mandel, everybody.
Yes, Christopher.
Oh,
Notice
man.
I've adopted it. I watched that Netflix bio documentary on Keith Richards recently. It just came out. It was so freaking good. And he just so honors the African-American musicians who created blues and rock. Just his love for the music.
Yeah.
I thought this guy's freaking fantastic. Plus, he's an Enneagram 8 who carries a blade. And he said his method is to slice someone across the forehead in a fight.
Peaky
the blood runs
Blinders.
in their eyes. Yeah. Anyway, so I love Keith Richards. So I'm going to be the Keith Richards of Hypnosis until further notice at any rate. Go ahead,
All right.
Chris.
Well, I'm glad you've accepted it and tripled it in its dose.
Yes.
All right. So let's just quickly mention that in podcast 209 to 200, this is 208. 209 is next. We're recording two back-to-back today.
Funny how numbers are sequential.
We've done so many of these podcasts, and for the first many, we used to talk about the upcoming Architecture of Hypnosis class when there was one, and then there was like 3 years where we couldn't teach. I wonder why. Well, we're back at it this October 31st, which is a Monday. We teach the first of the 5 days of the Architecture of Hypnosis. So the dates are October 31st through to November 4th. The first day is Halloween, and that's why we're all going to dress up as hypnotists, right? Anyway, check it out on our events page. If you go to mikemandelhypnosis.com/events, or you'll find the link to the events right in the top nav bar. You can check out the Architecture of Hypnosis if it's not sold out by the time this airs, which I don't think it will be, but seats are going quickly.
You never know.
So yeah, don't wait too long. We will teach another class most likely in the spring of 2023, but we're really pumped to be back to it. So, all right. Your eye okay?
Excellent. Yeah, I'm okay,
this
buddy.
stuff really comes
It
out.
sure does.
All right.
Now, let's go first of all to the think tank words. We really need to do that.
Okay.
And these are great ones today. Debenture,
Debenture.
elliptical, and speculation.
Speculation.
Now,
All right.
I made a note here because I knew you were going to ask me. A debenture is a type of bond or other debt instrument that is unsecured by collateral.
Buddy, I've got a finance degree.
Oh, forgot that. Yeah. Did you know what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't remember the part about it being unsecured by
so you
collateral.
didn't really
There you
remember
go.
that.
Bonds and
So
debentures
they have
go
no
together.
collateral
All right.
backing, so they must rely on the credit worthiness and reputation of the issuer for support.
And thank you, because to recap for anyone first time listening to this, these three words, we randomly pick them and then discuss them and then see how they fit into the content. We use our reticular activating system to
pattern matching system. And also, I want to deal with debenture right off the bat, Chris. This is right out of Savo Bukacek's think tank. And the reason I want to deal with this right up front is we're going to do a little sidestep and then come back to the second word.
Okay.
How about the email we got?
Oh, are we doing that now?
Yes, because the whole debenture is about credit worthiness and reputation. And this guy took our reputations to task, which is just unacceptable.
All right. So while we're on this word, and then we'll talk about this.
Yeah.
The key, I was thinking is debenture in the form of human relationships. If you forget about a monetary borrowing or something like that, let's say you just have to put your faith in somebody and trust them and trust that they have a track record. And therefore, if they say they're going to do something, they will, etc. That kind of thing.
Would
so
think,
I think it's come down to, but yeah, you wanted to talk about
We
Robert.
got an email. This guy, Robert, and we're not going to reveal his full name because we're nice guys.
He has since
apologized after sitting on it for 3 or 4 days.
So we're friends again.
We got an email. Long email, with a lot of unnecessary, very repetitive, a lot of accusations, a lot of unnecessary capitalization, a lot of haughtiness about how he studied NLP and he's done this and he's done that and he does.
And he's going to tell on us to the greats because we're blatant liars.
Blatant liars. He said blatant lie many, many times. And what was this based on, Chris? So what was his perception?
Do we have a deck of our language cards? Oh, right here.
Yes, here we are. Yes.
So somehow he got into his mind that we had promised to give a free deck of these cards away. We've never, ever advertised that we'll give a free deck of these cards away. We sell them. They're currently $8.95 on the website.
Free
I'm
shipping.
Not promoting this. And we give free shipping.
Anywhere
and that
in the world.
True. Now, he didn't even attempt to buy these. I looked into the records of him in our database. He had signed up for our free NUVI course, which is free. It's a video course. We'll make sure we put the link in the show notes here. But yeah, the URL is not even friendly for me to mention here. But we do give away a free video course. It's 45 minutes long. It's all about the basics of conversational hypnosis and some other cool stuff. And that's free. The cards are never free. They're sold with free shipping. But because he misunderstood something, and I guess he had been having a bit to drink.
Well, he said he had.
He claimed he had had a bit to drink, and so he called it a drunken tirade. And I guess he just remembered things the next morning very differently. Well, and realized his mistake.
He called us liars. I mean, he said he thought we were better than that, and we were ripping people off, and bad business practice, and all of this stuff. And I'm just reading it, appalled. And Chris writes to him and says, Robert, he said, like, read it again. We never offered free cards, ever. It's the course that is free. We're not ripping anybody off. We're actually giving stuff away here.
And we told him we'd be discussing this in the podcast, at which point he waited a few days and then apologized.
Yeah, no, since he's apologized, what my initial thought was he drew first blood. So I'm an Enneagram 8.
10,000-fold retaliation.
You F with me at your peril. So what he did, my immediate thought was, what we did was we posted it right away to our Facebook group after discussing it, determining we weren't going to do that. Chris goes ahead and does it anyway, which I thought was kind of funny because that's more the kind of thing I would do. But he posted the Facebook group. I didn't
post it in the group. I think I just posted it on my own personal news feed or whatever you call it in Facebook land.
Yeah.
So only my friends could see it. It's not public.
But all the people laughed at it, and they said all the things after his name and stuff. So. But it didn't die. We had not heard back. No apology yet. And I said to him, you owe us an apology. This is ridiculous. This is based on misunderstanding and these accusations.
We were just deciding to take things very personally at that moment.
Well, no, I just thought this. A little bit of fun in it. It was like that dick in England, Brian Threadgall.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of years ago. He said it's a con. Everything we do is a con. I'm an ex-cop. I know a con. And I just turned our students loose on him. Said, write to this guy and straighten him out. And I wrote to him and I said, I hope you're going to be at the UK Hypnosis Convention so I can meet with you face to face to address this. Didn't show up, did he?
Yeah. I remember that guy.
I mean, no.
We had a promotion where we were offering the Hypnotic Power Inductions course for, it was some absurd, I think at the time it was only $7. Like we were selling this amazing course.
It's a $97 course.
We usually promote it on sale for $17 now. So it's still amazing. And the only reason we raised the price is because of situations like this where it seemed like it was too good to be true. He thought that the price was too good to be true and therefore we must be lying. And everybody who was commenting on the ad was clearly a plant. Like we had paid them to comment. It's like
we created all these online Facebook people just to push this con.
We created these fake accounts.
It's insanity.
Anyway,
he's gone. He never showed up and just...
All right, so have we talked about debenture enough?
No, because I want to get to the final thing here. So what my next point was I was determined I was going to rake him out, Robert, over not Brian Threadgall, but Robert over the coals and put his name and his frickin' email and everything on this.
Email.
No, I was, because when you say that we're liars and all of this stuff, you are publicly going to take us onto the NLP community. You've drawn first blood.
Yeah, that's true.
But saner heads have prevailed. You have apologized. So I'm going to end it by just giving you quickly the dick chant. Here we go. Don't interrupt me, Chris. I want to do this. So Robert, here's my response to all this. Dick. 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 dick.
But we're friends again. It's okay.
We're friends again.
He
All's
said
forgiven.
He likes the podcast, so
Yeah,
there we go.
not as much as we do.
All right. Yeah. No identifying marks. We'll only use his first name.
Oh,
There's
God.
so many million Roberts in the world. Okay. Where are we going now? Next word is elliptical.
Elliptical. Okay, this sounds like you obsessed with that freaking woman on the Peloton.
Oh, the Yeah, my favorite instructor, Emma Lovewell.
I wrote to her for you, you know.
I tell my wife, I say, I'm going down to do a Peloton workout. I'm having a date, right? It's riding with Emma. She's fantastic. She's a great instructor.
Note the restraint.
Yes, I know. The restraint. Elliptical has nothing to do with Peloton because it's not an elliptical thing.
No, but they're both used in a health club, right?
Yeah.
Fitness club.
When I hear elliptical, I do think elliptical. In my head, I think about one of those elliptical runners.
Yeah.
So you're just sort of spinning your wheels and going nowhere, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're faking it.
Okay, well, that's it. Spinning your wheels going nowhere. I like that. We've dealt with debenture. So elliptical, you're spinning your wheels are going nowhere. So that's a sign that we should stop spinning our wheels on this podcast and start moving. And that my speculation.
Elon Musk's elliptical orbits of satellites and rockets.
Oh, yeah.
There we
See
go.
that? It's CERN's put a satellite in space. Yeah,
So
that'll help.
Discovery.
Speculation.
Speculation. Well, I don't want to speculate what you're thinking about speculation.
Brilliant.
But speculation, you know what? This makes me think about mind reading and how people are mind reading all the freaking time. You're only saying that because such and such a thing.
Nuts.
Right? Or are you mad? You're not, are you mad at me? You're mad at me because of whatever the case may be.
Right.
You know what? Whenever you mind read, I love how you said this. You're either telling somebody something that is true, in which case they already know it and it's irrelevant to tell them, or you're telling something that is wrong and therefore you shouldn't be speaking because you're not correct.
Yeah. Nobody
either way, you shouldn't be talking.
And you know what, Chris, the whole mind reading thing, and this is actually content here now. The whole mind reading thing happens more with NLP people, which amazes me. We're taught to use the meta model. We're taught to extract the real meaning by interviewing the person, asking the right questions, and so on. But it appears to me that NLP people now see it as, oh, now I know NLP. I can mind read.
Yeah. No, you're not a mind reader. In fact, NLP training should teach you not to mind read. So, all right, now let's get on. Let's get on to content, buddy.
Jokes for frenemies.
All right.
This is the first section. Frenemies are friends who dick you around, though. And none of these jokes are harmful. Unlike Glenn's brother's joke, when Glenn was sitting with his knees apart on the phone, his brother came in with the thickest rubber band you can get, snapped him and gave him a torsion of the testicle, and he wound up having to have a surgery.
Disenfranchised him.
Yeah, he thought it was a joke. That wasn't. Now, we're not recommending that ever. Do you know you can pin a glass of water to the wall?
All right, let's talk about it. Can you pin? Okay, I know this one. This is funny.
Freaking great. You pin a glass of water to the wall. Yeah.
All right.
And some guys, you can absolutely get a pin, a regular pin, push into a wall and pin a glass of water to it. It'll stay there. And this gets someone really riled because they know it's insane.
Because the heaviness of the glass and the amount of water
balance
in there.
It on a pin. So you get someone to get a straight pin. Not even a hat pin, just an ordinary pin. And you get your glass of water full, but you say it's got to be full almost to the top. So it has to be done at eye level to get it right. So you're fiddling with this. You get the pin, you're holding it, and you're attempting to set the glass. And you're saying, shh, just let me do it. Let me do it. It's going to amaze you. And you let the pin slip out of your hand.
Oops, you dropped the pin.
So naturally, the guy bends down to pick it up. As he does, you dump the freaking water on his head. It is juvenile beyond belief, but extremely entertaining. Now, from this, we go to phase 2, which is the nickel or the quarter and the funnel trick.
The coin and the funnel trick. Okay.
Yeah. So you put a funnel down your pants. Yeah. The thing is, so that the point is downward, but not touching the toilet area. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
And you have a coin. A nickel is typical for North Americans. Use any coin, and you set it on your forehead. And you say, "I want to show you this." If you clasp your hands behind your back like this, and you do it, and you let it slip forward so it falls into the funnel. You say, do you know it is statistically impossible
to do it twice in a row?
3 times in a row. So you do it twice, it falls in.
Yeah.
And then you do it 3rd time, and of course it misses and falls on the floor. And everyone goes, wow, that's weird. And
so everyone wants to beat you now.
That's ridiculous. You say, no, I want to try it again. So you won't let them try. So they're pleading to try.
Yeah, so there's the compliance part.
Right. So they really wanted this to work. And so you do it again, and you miss it on the 3rd one or the 2nd one. So now finally he sticks the funnel down his pants.
And which point?
The second, he does the first one, balances it again, and you dump a whole glass of water or a cup of hot coffee.
Right, no, not hot coffee. McDonald's got sued for that. Remember?
They didn't have the funnel thing there.
Warm coffee.
Yeah, we're not saying to do do any of these. We're not. This is our most juvenile podcast ever.
What I love about this is it does kind of tie in to hypnosis involves compliance and yes sets.
Yeah.
But so does every stupid trick like this too. And so there's the compliance set of saying no, and the guy's pleading, and finally it's not really a compliance set. It's more like the rule of commitment and consistency from Cialdini's principles that if you're so pleading, then you're definitely going to do it. And then you
make it unavailable.
You wait until the guy's doing his third attempt and he's got the coin, he's already looking.
Careful.
Dump.
It's just freaking brilliant. Now, and he has to wander about with the front of his trousers, somewhat moistened.
Oh,
now,
man.
Here's the trousers.
Keep paying attention because this is
now,
great.
Here's the third one. This is an old favorite, Chris. Hiding the person's mobile phone. Now, this may not sound like much, but I'm honestly telling you, you can get 30 to 60 minutes of hilarious entertainment out of this.
There's as much anxiety in hiding a phone as there is, I would imagine, because I've never been a smoker.
Fiddling with this.
I've never smoked in my life, but I imagine that
you're the other half of the Charles Tebbutt
We've talked about the idea that if somebody is a smoker and you hide their cigarettes, it drives them up the wall. A lot of anxiety. Cell phones are kind of like that.
Okay, now here's what makes it funny. You can get a lot of entertainment out of this. There's an art to this. This is best done if you're at a party. And there's a lot of people there, so there's generally a number of cell phones around. So when some guy is holding court, like entertaining everyone with his ridiculous stories about how he's done this and that, and all the women think he's great and the guys are thinking he's an idiot, you want to deal with him, you choose the opportunity and get his phone, turn it off if you're quick enough. If not, put it somewhere like far away, on top of a fridge, far enough back that you can't see it. It's a perfect place. And let him continue. So the phone's been gone for maybe 15 minutes at this point. Then you ask the leading question. You go, where the hell is my cell phone?
Yeah, exactly. Making it
a suggestion.
You, not about him.
So you start looking right away. And he will then go, where's my cell phone? And then you come back and you say to him, the guy who just
found it.
I found mine.
Yeah.
I found it. Don't worry. Now, he doesn't give a rip that you found yours, but that just starts.
But it makes him even more annoyed.
Starts the annoyance thing. So now he starts looking. And he says, I can't find mine. And then you have to say these words to make it.
Okay, this is the
yes,
best.
Exactly, yes. I'll let you say the word. So I'm looking for it. Here's mine. I'm just make sure you haven't hidden it.
You say, are you sure you ever had it?
The key is the word ever.
Are you sure you ever? And I screwed this up.
Are you sure you
ever really had it?
Ever.
But that's
Put
wrong.
the emphasis on the word ever.
Are you sure you ever had it?
Which is, what does that mean? You ever owned it?
You have done that to me many times.
Yes, I have actually. So he still can't find it. And then...
this is the best.
Then you come in with someone else's cell phone, right? And you say, I found it. He'll look with rejoicing. And there's, that's not mine. Oh, sorry. And you take it back. And now he's getting more and more incensed.
Do the
and
invisible hand thing.
So then you come in with a totally different object, like a business card. Is this it? And the guy will start to get really pissed off now. And then the third one is you come in with nothing. You reach your pocket, say, I've got it. You go like this. And there's nothing. And
model that again, because the gaping and the gapery.
Yeah, gaping and the gapery with it.
You open starting with the pinky.
Here it is.
Yeah.
And so it's going to appear in your hand. Freaking brilliant. There's so much entertainment value in this. I'm telling you guys, but you got to gauge it, because some people blow a gasket if they lose their phone. There's going to be a time that you'll say, well, maybe you put it on the fridge, and then he'll go, or maybe that's it. Have him looking around. But the key is you never want him to determine that you're the one who did it. You're just trying to help him find it.
When you do
it's just your help is all ineffectual.
When you do this to me, and of course we have the kind of relationship where I know you took it, and you'll say to me, I can see it from here. I can see it from here. Well, that just means it's anywhere. Or he says, I don't have it, I swear. Which is true, because it's already gone. He's put it somewhere. He's just telling me the truth. But it's very funny. All right, so
let's go now. Let's go to the Annapolis sit-up.
This is the worst. I'm going to start talking.
It's freaking great. I've seen this done, and it got its name from Annapolis, Maryland.
Annapolis, Maryland. Okay.
Yeah, not from the Annapolis Valley in Nova Scotia. We're saying the same thing.
But you can still do it in Nova Scotia. It would be funny.
You do it anywhere. Now, the Annapolis sit-up is a higher end irritation. And this is for someone who's really, really annoying you. This is uses the same principle of the coin in the funnel, that you get the person pleading to participate and then you gradually acquiesce. So they want this to happen. So you start talking about the U.S. Naval Academy, and you got about 3-4 guys in on this. You're all drinking, of course. And that's not necessarily part of it, but it helps. And you're talking about the U.S. Naval Academy and how they do the Annapolis sit-up as part of their, Hell Week to see if they can do it. And it's part of their fitness test. And the fittest guys in the U.S. Navy, who are very fit men, because the Navy SEALs come out of that, they're able to do this Annapolis sit up. And get one guy to say, yeah, I've done one. And the other guy's saying, yeah, I saw you. It was unbelievable. So, of course, the Mark, the one who doesn't know, he says, well, what is this thing? And you say, well, it's interesting. You lie on your back on the floor. Somebody holds your ankles down. Somebody else puts a towel around your forehead. And a guy on each side, they hold your head down. And you have your hands at your sides and you start straining to try to sit up, but they don't let you. And they count down from 10 and then they pull the towel away. And the weird thing is it seems to defy gravity.
You just sort of
and you float up right onto your feet. And this guy gets really interested in this. So a couple of guys try it.
Yeah.
Who are in on it.
And none of them can do it.
And the one guy, the second guy, everybody says, oh, it started to happen. I started to see you rise. I know, I could feel it. I'm starting to rise. By now, the guy who you're doing this on wants to try it.
Yeah.
So he says, okay, I want to try it. So you get him in position and you 10, 9. And as you're counting down, the guy's holding the towel like it's an accident. Let the towel just slip down over his eyes.
Just a little flip.
Yeah. Or just a slide.
Yeah.
So it's not noticeable. And he's straining like this. And there's somebody else holding his ankles down. And whoever decides to do this pulls his pants down. Straddles the guy's body. Now, we're not recommending you do this, but it was damn funny when I saw it done. Damn funny. Funniest damn thing. Pull the towel away, and this guy's struggling to sit up, and his face just goes right, hits the guy in the butt. Now, there's 2 other fine points here.
Of course, there are adjustments you could make that don't involve this necessarily.
They don't involve this. Yeah. But Woody, my manager at the time, got tons of people with this, and he said, I never saw this part done, but he said the funniest is if you put peanut butter on your butt first, so his face sticks into this. Now, that we don't necessarily recommend that, not necessarily. But here's the humor of the Annapolis sit-up. You can actually get the same guy with it twice. And it's the best part, because once someone has this done on them, everybody's laughing about it. He doesn't want to be the last guy. He wants to be in on it now and get somebody else. So another night on the tour or wherever you are, if you're traveling with a rock band, as I was at the time,
he becomes the guy who gets to demo it.
He's the guy who demos it. Yeah, show him. See, you did one the other night, didn't you? Yeah, I did. So get him. You pull the towel down and you get him exactly the same way twice in a row. That can destroy a friendship, but it is a very, very powerful joke. Comments, Chris?
Oh, it's just making me cough. I choked on some water here, and I'm laughing so hard at this.
How are we doing for time?
I have no idea.
I don't know either.
I have no idea. I think we started recording around. I think we were about 30 minutes in right now.
I know. We're gonna have to split this into 2.
We might.
We're going to have to,
We're going to have to, which means that what was going to be 209, we were going to talk about, I'll hint at this now.
Just rename it 2010.
Yeah, we're going to rename it to 210.
Yeah.
So in our next episode, we're going to be talking about things that we learned from Anthony Jacquin, James Tripp, and Scott Sandland in some recent guest trainings on MMHA. We will do that in episode 210. So you'll definitely want to subscribe to this podcast.
It will be good.
Because 209 is going to be a continuation.
We're just admitting, essentially, that these brilliant trainers, Scott Sandland, Anthony Jacquin, James Tripp,
are not as important as stupid stuff
to us as the Annapolis sit-up and hiding somebody's freaking cell phone.
Yeah, but we
this
is our podcast, so we can make those kinds of decisions.
Do whatever we want.
No one can fire us, Mike.
I know, Chris. And here's what I've realized years ago. I always feel like a kid whose parents are away for the weekend. I just always feel like that. I've reached an age, I'm almost 70. I'm 69 years old and change. But I've reached an age where nothing happens when I do this stuff.
But the good news is
we stand in the corner.
We now have just written podcast 210.
I know,
this is amazing.
Brilliant.
Okay, now, how many more do we have to cover still? Because
I'm saying let's go through.
How many more do we want to do in this episode?
I want to get down to the amazing church bell.
Where is that? Oh, good. Okay.
And
then we'll do all the amazing effects on 209.
We're going to show you a bunch of magic effects that are also amazing.
Do you want to hint at them?
Yeah, we're going to show you the wooden spoon penis. It's a freaking amazing trick. It's hilarious. Passing matter through matter, and we're going to do a video to teach you how to do this. We did this on the Belgian brain pirates in London, England, and it drove them insane. Well, I did it.
It was the most fun of the evening, though. It was just fun because it kept coming back up.
And that's the thing.
It's this amazing
most magic effects you can only do once because idiots dick. They
Spoil
do it
it.
more than once. They got such a great response. Second time somebody sees through
This
it,
one
they
you
wish
can
they
do
kept their
over.
mouth shut, didn't do it again.
Yeah.
This one is designed to do over and over and over. And the more you do it, the more it infuriates people, and it's hilarious. So we'll show you that. We're also going to I'm going to teach you a 5-card mind reading effect I did on national television and blew people's minds. You'll be able to do it. I'm going to show you the swindle trick, which is just incredible. It came out of a kid's magic book, and I fooled this guy Widge and my friend Ariel Freilich, who are 2 brilliant magicians, and they didn't have a damn clue how it was done. You'll be able to do this 5 minutes after I teach you and totally freak people out.
That's going to fill an entire podcast.
We're going to teach you how to make a card vanish with someone standing in front of you, and then they go to another room on another floor, take a book off a shelf, open it at the page you say, and the signed card is in the book. I invented this. It's freaking brilliant. And finally, next podcast, I'm going to teach you a long-distance phone trick I did on reporters when I was performing at a theater in Oshawa, Ontario. Went for lunch together, and we had a friend of mine. It was actually Michael C. Anthony, and we got the reporters to write down a 5-digit number, think of a color, and take a playing card. And we're in Oshawa, Ontario. I give them my cell phone. I give them his phone number. They phone him in Florida, 813 area code. And they concentrate, and he gets the color, the 5-digit number, and the playing card.
Wow.
I'm going to teach you how to do that. That's an original trick, and you'll be able to do it immediately. So that's the next one.
Well, that just took up all the time we had left. No, I'm kidding.
Let's go over some of the Hellstromism.
Okay.
Grips. We're talking about using idiomotor response. You want to entertain people. One of the things that you can do is get a freaking pendulum, and you can make your own. These are really top end ones that we get.
Oh, did you bring that? Awesome.
It's Chris. No,
Nice.
I had little elves.
Because I had
Just
one
drop it.
somewhere in this office.
I know.
But
This is a brand new one in a in a little pendulum contraceptive bag.
A little
Now,
protective baggie.
These are great. This is a perfect one. You can rest the elbow. It doesn't matter. But I'm amazed that this mystifies people, but it does. So you have some of this is nice and heavy. It's brass, but you can just get a finger ring, put it on a string, put a knot on the end so your fingers can grip it. And at a party, you'll blow people's minds with this. You tell someone that if you hold it over a man's hand or a guy's hand, it will swing in a straight line. If you hold it over a woman's hand, it'll swing in a circle, depending on the person in front of you.
And just the idea will produce
We'll do it.
motion.
And if they try to hold it still, the idiomotor will take over. And it's a wonderful, wonderful thing for freaking people out. And you can use it yourself, of course, naturally to tap into your own unconscious mind, nodding yes, nodding no. I don't want to answer as a circle. But it still astounds me that something so simple can be so mind-blowing.
It is mind-blowing.
When I was about 13, I mean mind-blowing to other people.
Mm-hmm.
When I was about 13, I had an amazing Kreskin ESP game. Came in a big box. There were ESP cards, a bunch of stuff. This is the first pendulum I had. And it was yes, no, and all this. And I was astounded by this. If you open this as a thought at a party or small gathering, and you can have someone pick a playing card, whatever, and you can ask them, is it red or black? Concentrate. And you'll get the answer just by going through it with this. Play with it. It's way better than it sounds. There's a chance people go, yeah, it wouldn't be no, people will be blown away by it.
Okay.
Now, a variation on this is also idiomotor, idea producing motion, which is table tipping. I've had people totally freaked with this. Now, I got the idea from John Fisher's magic book, a British magician. Great stuff. He says, reaching for the perfectly ordinary coffee. Do some filler for 10 seconds.
All right. So this guy had a perfectly ordinary table or a perfectly ordinary cup of coffee.
Yes. So here's the idea. John Fisher talked about this, and it's great. You get 4 people at a party with a square table. And this goes back to the 19th century with the Davenport brothers and Marjorie Crandon, who Houdini investigated, people doing spirit medium stuff. And one of the things that would happen is tables would tap on the floor and tap answers. And you can even do it with one with 3 legs. But a 4-legged table, you get 4 people, put their hands on it. In the old days, their fingertips had to be touching, and sometimes even their own fingers. But generally, everybody puts their hands firmly on the table near the edge, facing each other. And just imagine vividly that the table is going to start vibrating and moving. That's all they do. They keep imagining it. And after a couple of minutes, the table starts to freaking vibrate as they are unconsciously
finding the resonant frequency.
Finding the resonant frequency. Thank you. Not just a financial degree, but
I'm also an engineer
as well.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah. And so the thing, technically you're not.
No, that's true. I gave up my professional registration. That's true.
But so you are a hypnotist.
I have an engineering degree.
You weren't thrown out though.
Technically, no, I just stopped paying. I said, I don't need this anymore. I technically cannot call myself an engineer in Ontario. That's not a legal term.
So we don't want anyone to
have an engineering degree.
Yes. And we don't want anyone to think that Chris lost his engineering position because of stealing or anything like that.
It was those damn Annapolis sit-ups.
So, yeah. Some sort of horrible
I shouldn't have done that
So
with
the
my
table
boss.
will start vibrating. And as they continue to focus on it, the table will literally be going off the ground. And everyone, you'll say, are you doing it? No, are you doing it? And they'll be unconsciously keeping up with each other. This is a great parlor trick. And there's variants.
It's amazing that happens because everyone's unconscious just has to respond and find that resonant frequency, and they have to be in phase.
Yes.
All at the same time. That's pretty cool.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Now the thing that's and in phase as well, I used to do it with a card table, you know, the folding legs. I thought it had to be light, but John Fisher says a heavy table works even better.
Yeah.
So try this stuff. You are trying to emphasize you're triggering ideomotor response. Idea produces motion. Here's another one. I recommend you give this a shot. I did a lot of Hellstromism. Hellstromism is using ideomotor to find something. And with this, we'll close. I said before, my best feat ever was they hid a finger ring at the Harbor Castle Hilton Hotel. It was a publicity stunt when I was doing a show there in the bar downstairs called Jessica's or something many years ago. No, that was in Belleville. But it was a bar downstairs. And they hid a finger ring anywhere in Harbor Castle Hotel. One person knew where it was. Take her by the wrist from above.
Do you want to show how you do it?
Yeah. So I'm like this as I'm taking the pulse. Okay. And I just say, pretend this is your hand. My hand is your hand.
And I have to pretend with my mind that I'm pointing. You're instructing me to pretend that I am pointing your hand with my mind.
In fact, one key is to have the person imagine there's a straight line in the air going directly to.
So what'll happen is I'm going to unconsciously give him signals. But it's down here.
It's low. He's just keeping in view. But I'm moving my hand and I'm feeling resistance on his hand as I do it. Don't wait to be pulled. Feel the resistance. Yeah. Anyway, we got an escalator, got an elevator. Is it this? If I start to walk to the elevator door, person moves with me. I know I'm on the right track.
You're watching yourself.
I know. I'm making sure I'm keep my hands in view. So then we get to a hotel room. They open the door, and it was on a string or a thread down the drain in the bathroom. I mean, you can find this. So here's how you practice.
When they pulled it up, was there a lot of pork and
fnork? No, there was not, Chris. It was essentially kosher. So what you do is, here's how you practice. Get a pin. We're back to a pin. Now, you don't get a glass of water. You get a pin, just an ordinary straight pin. Have someone hide a pin anywhere in a house. It could be between the pages of a book. It's so small. It's easy to hide. And then if somebody know where it is and do it, have them focus intently. And when you get near, it'll be hard to find. So that's when you have them imagine there's a straight line from your hand beaming right to where it is. And you'll get the unconscious response. When I tested this originally, my girlfriend Sandy at the time, when I was about 20, 21, she was sitting at a table with a chess set and all the pieces were next to it. Could take any chess piece, put it on any square, and take it off again. And I come back in the room and find the exact chess piece out of the 32 and put it on the square out of the 64. You can do this. It's easy.
Wild.
Play with it. The key is don't wait for them to move you. Feel for resistance.
Okay, that was a heck of a lot of content.
Yes, it was, Chris.
Yes,
it says reaching for perfectly normal
I can't believe that you thought we'd get through all of this in one episode.
Over-deliver, buddy.
I mean, you must have been going insane.
I've looked at myself more in this damn podcast than I have in about the last 30. So I'm disconnecting now.
All right. So is there anything else that we need to say?
I don't think so.
All right. So we're just going to end it there. And we'll save everything else for 209. So we'll see you in the next episode.
No. You have to give the empowering question.
Oh, of course. Yes. Duh. Let's do it. All right. So empowering question is, ask yourself, what ways will I continue to learn and grow and become a hilarious and fascinating person? And which of those jokes or tricks will I demonstrate to someone starting right now?
That's right. I'm going to give you the Meta 5.
All right.
It's a good one. One better than a Meta 4. Years ago, I began to realize that certain people were jerks. I guess we've always known that. But we had this in an email the other day, and it's such a good one. I was having a shower at someone's house. My wife and I were staying over. We had a busy day planned with two other couples. One of the guys was a certifiable jerk. He had a master's degree in jerkery. And in the shower, washing, I always sing in the shower, usually made up songs, which I can do instantly, as Chris will tell you on any topic. Any topic, I'll create the lyrics and the tune right away for my unconscious, and it'll be amazing. He said, now, we'll do that sometime. Having said that, I'm in the shower singing like Jack the frickin' shower singer, and I know that this deck has done something because all of a sudden the shower water goes ice cold. I know he's in the kitchen. He's turned the hot tap on, waiting for stop it, and then everybody will laugh. I just keep singing, fling myself to the corner of the shower and stay just out of range of the wall. Don't change the song at all. Then it goes scalding hot. Infuriated that he didn't get a response, he's turned the cold on. Now it's steaming hot. I mean, it almost scalded your skin hot. And I'm just getting splashed by a bit of it. I just keep singing. Then it goes to cold again. He goes back and forth a few times, being a dick. And then he gives up and it goes back to normal. I never dropped the song the whole time. And then I go into the kitchen once I'm, changed, dressed and everything. And they're all sort of looking at me. And I completely innocently, I say to them, I'm making some coffee. Would anybody like some? And they just went, yeah, okay. They never figured it out. And I won. Don't let them ever get you to stop singing.
Thanks, everybody. This has been episode 208, and I know you're going to love what we've got for you in 209 of the Brain Software Podcast with Mike Mandel.
And Chris Thompson.
And I'm Chris Thompson. So make sure you check out MikeMandelHypnosis.com. Get on our email list. In fact, we'll make sure that we put let's put the link to the free Conversational Hypnosis course, because that way you'll be on our mailing list, and you'll get the open mic emails where Mike actually taught this and a few other things. Some really cool stuff that you get first if you're getting the open mic emails, which currently we're sending out on Sundays. It's a lot of fun. It's real content. We got back to actually putting out good value and not difficult. We don't want to just be promoting stuff all the time. So I'm promoting our mailing list. Get on it. It's awesome.
It's free.
We'll give you a free conversational hypnosis course to get you on that list, and we'll see you in the next episode.
So thanks once again
and good night.